So where am I trespassed from? Just right here, because I'm getting ready to walk over to the elementary next.
Yeah. If you'd like to get the superintendent involved, you can be trespassed from all city schools, and you can get yourself arrested for even showing up.
I'm just letting you know.
Welcome back, guys, and today's video is from Rights Ruckus Revolution. That's right, the same Frauditor I did a video on a few months back that showed up to an elementary school with no business there other than the fact that he just wanted to do some filming while school was in session. And would you believe it, he was only trespassed from that incident. Which kind of brings me to today's video. Well, I wasn't planning on recording a video for today. I was kind of scrolling through my YouTube channel and this came across my algorithm. I've never actually seen this video before or any other video by him because after I seen the original one on Lucid's channel and after doing mine, I didn't really want to see much more of him. I heard he was arrested and he's been in jail this whole time on separate charges. Like I said, he was only trespassed for that elementary school incident. I actually think he's been arrested for drug charges. So luckily there hasn't been any newer videos of this fool. But like I said, he is in jail, so he hasn't been posting in a while. So this video is a year old. But I'm actually working on a separate story on this Frauditor, and I need your guys' help, really. That's why we're going to show it here today. I learned a lot from you guys, and anything you have on this Frauditor, I don't know much. Please let me know down in the comments. And before I start the video, as always, I want to thank all my channel members. If you're not a channel member, you should probably become one. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That is the most important part. Subscribing and commenting. That helps out my videos. That helps all the Anti-Frauditor channels videos. So please make sure you do that. And if you want to donate the support to the channel, you could do so at buymeacoffee.com. The link will be down below in the description box.
You guys know what today is? It's Christopher Columbus Day. We're out here at West Carrollton High School. It is Monday, October 9th. We're out here. We've been told we're not allowed to be anywhere at the school, so figure it's time to finally show up at the high school. See what they try to do to me. See how my rights are respected and protected in public. We're gonna try to be real discreet about recording, just so that way they don't get spooked before I get inside.
Now remember, this is a high school. School is in session at the time this video was being recorded. He has no business there. He is not related to any students there, any teachers, nothing. He is just going there to try and film. And he's going to use the First Amendment audit as an excuse to film and be creepy. That's what he did in the last video with the elementary school students.
You?
Oh yeah, I'm here to be a visitor.
Okay, come on in.
Good.
Hold on.
You're good.
Hold it down.
There we go. So here's the main office. There's all visitors west side.
Okay, I'll send you over. Are you meeting with someone?
No, I'm just here to do some public reporting.
Okay. Wendy?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm here to try to obtain a visitor's pass.
For,
Myself.
right, but what are you going to be doing?
I'm here recording all publicly accessible areas.
If you see my last video I did on this creep, then you know he writes these essays on the screens to justify his creepiness. I just want to let everybody know this delusional BS isn't my writing, it's from his original video.
Well, maybe Mr. White. Who are you with?
Myself?
Okay, so you're not with a company that has you assigned to do this or anything?
I don't wish to disclose who I'm for. It's pretty nice in here. She's with West Carrollton Police Department.
Hello, Blake. Hi. How you doing? You all right? Hi,
How's it going, sir?
David White.
Nice to meet you.
I'm the principal.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to do some recording of your building if possible.
No, that's not possible.
Why is that?
Why isn't it possible?
It's a
Why-
public building, right?
Well, I need a background check. I'm gonna need to know why you're filming, and we don't have releases on all the kids to be filmed.
Okay, so just the publicly accessible areas. I don't have any intentions of filming
We
any
don't have any
children.
public accessible areas.
This is a public school, correct?
Yeah, but once again, no background check. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you work for. None of those things. So it's a safety
That's
issue.
an illegal search. If
Of
you were to
what?
conduct a background check without my consent,
Well, he didn't.
I don't
didn't
need
say I
to-
was doing one.
Well, I don't need it. Well, what I'm saying is, in order to be treated like a visitor here, I'm assuming you must sign in, like to get a visitor's pass. That's all I'm trying. Any general member of the public is able to obtain a visitor's pass here.
No,
No, why
not
not?
even close.
Why?
What do you mean, why? I just told you why. We need to know, do you have a student here?
I don't answer questions.
Okay. Well,
You say you don't answer questions, but you sure do ask a lot of them, like why you can't be a visitor at that school. Someone like you shouldn't even be asking that question. I mean, the fact that you're there and you haven't been arrested yet is a shame.
it's time. We're done. You come with me? You can film me.
Where would you like me to come with you, sir?
Yeah.
I said, where would you like me to? If I don't want to step outside yet. I'd like to continue to do my filming.
Okay, the school's asked you to leave, please.
The school has not asked me to leave. He told me to come with him.
Okay, he's asked you to step outside.
Do
Would you
I?
like this gentleman to leave?
Yes, please.
You've been asked to leave.
So do I? If I don't, because I'm on public property, right? This is public. Can you get a supervisor here?
Not right now, no.
Why not?
If you want to step outside, we can have this conversation outside.
Well, right now I feel like my rights are being kind of infringed upon.
And if you like to step outside, we can have this conversation outside. I will call a supervisor, we'll do everything you want when we're outside.
But this is public property right
Do you
here.
understand what I'm saying?
I disagree with what you're saying.
That's fine, you can disagree, but I need you to step outside.
You entitled creep. No one cares what you disagree with. The fact that you're not in cuffs right now, you should be thankful.
So are you giving me a lawful order?
I'm asking you to step outside.
Well, I need to know if you're giving me a lawful order or not to step
Yes,
outside.
I'm giving you a lawful order
And
to
if
step
I
outside.
do not, I will be placed under arrest. I'm just
William 10 to William 5.
I just want to ask.
I'm just asking you to step outside. We'll have this conversation on outside.
Well, if I'm not, if there's no threat of arrest
I'm
or
gonna need you at
anything,
the school.
if there's no threat,
I need you to step outside.
I don't think that this is voluntary.
Okay, that's fine. Step outside.
So I'm being against my will removed from the school.
No, you went ahead and stepped outside. I have a subject who wants to record inside the school.
Inside the,
Willing to come outside, we're outside now.
I'm willing to comply. I don't think that I'm unwilling to comply. I just think that I want to make sure you guys are going about it the right way.
We're right outside the front door.
The constitutionally protected way. And if you have no legal authority to tell me to step outside,
Okay, I have my supervisor on the way, just as you asked.
well, what I'm kind of curious of is it says all visitors must sign in. Okay, so and it says that it says please press button for entry, and that's what I did, and they let me in, and when I told them that I just wanted to do some recording, then I'm being treated like I'm no longer a visitor. There have been rulings on higher circuit Supreme Courts that support what I'm doing, and this is a public school. I looked it up before I came. It's owned by the Ohio Board of Education, paid for by Ohio taxpayer dollars, so I pay for this school to operate. I'm a general member of the public.
No, it hasn't, and no, it's not. A public school doesn't mean any camera clown can just show up to a school whenever they want to film children for whatever sick reason.
It's normal hours of operation. All I'm requesting to do is gain entry into the school like anybody else is allowed. It's stated on the door that the visitors can sign in. So as a visitor, I'm not understanding why I'm being treated any differently than any general member of the public. Could you elaborate on that?
You asked for a supervisor. My supervisor's on the way.
Well, I think he's more than able to elaborate on that.
No.
You're not going to?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I'm a puzzle.
You asked for my supervisor. My supervisor's on
But
the way.
why was I asked to come outside?
Because I'm not sure what your intentions are inside the school.
I have no nefarious or ill intentions.
I don't
I'm
know
here
that.
conducting official business.
I don't
It's
know
a
that.
constitutionally protected activity, what I'm doing.
I understand what you're saying.
So you understand what I'm doing is peaceful, and
That
it's
is
a
not what
constant.
I said I understand what you're saying.
But I just said I have no nefarious or ill intent. So if you understand that, then you understand what I'm doing is peaceful.
No, I understand what you're saying. Because they're two different things. What you're doing and what you're saying are two different things.
So you
I do
think
understand
I'm?
what you're saying.
You think I'm not acting as what I'm saying? That I'm going out of my line of phrasing or something?
No, what I'm saying is you asked for a supervisor. My supervisor's on the way.
Because you tried to remove me from the building.
I asked you to leave, yes.
But you have no authority to do that if I've not committed a crime, or if there's no reasonable articulable suspicion that I have or will be committing a crime.
Okay.
You guys understand that, right? That if I'm in here and it's a public building, it's a public entity owned for by the Ohio Board of Education, and I'm in here, unless if I break a law or do something to where you guys suspect me of breaking a law, or if I'm already in violation of breaking a law, you guys can't just ask me to leave.
Again, I understand what you're saying. You asked for my supervisor.
But you
He's
took
on
an
the way.
oath to the Constitution to uphold and protect that. And
You
you're,
asked for a supervisor. He's on the way.
that doesn't mean you're not supposed to answer my questions until he gets here.
You asked for a supervisor. He's on the way.
How long is it going to be?
I don't know.
You could do an ETA for me.
He's pulling up right now.
She said he's pulling up right now. Well, hope he is. I was just at the other school, and I called before I came, spoke to the superintendent. She told me that I would be allowed in the lobby. Here they are.
That's my supervisor.
Good. What department do you work for?
West Carrollton, just like you announced when I was sitting in there.
No, I mean, do you have like a substation or something?
I work for the City of West Carrollton Police Department.
Did you give me your badge number already?
No, I did not.
Can I get your badge number? You gonna give me that?
Yeah, I'll give you my badge number, my name, on business card, the whole bit. But right now,
But I'm
gonna let my
asking
supervisor know
you to
what's going on.
identify right now.
I will get it to you in just a minute. My name's Cloudy. I work for the City of West Carrollton Police Department.
What's your badge number?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
That's not.
How's it going? Are you her supervising officer? I've asked her to identify her badge number, and she said it does not matter. I'm asking for her badge number.
I
Could
told
you,
him that I'd write it down and give it to him on a card. I gave him my name, told him the department.
what's your name and badge number, man?
Sergeant Flynn, 2047.
2047. Do you see how he identified? So what if I was blind and I couldn't read
Are you a
that?
student here or what?
I don't answer questions.
Okay, what are we doing on the school grounds then?
It's public property.
Not for you, it's not.
Oh yes, it is. It's public property. It definitely is. So are you?
He was recording inside. He was in the lobby, then he was inside the main office. He won't say anything other than he
It
wants
says
to record.
visitors must sign in, which I'm trying to
He
do
won't say
so.
anything other than he wants to record. Obviously, we don't have releases from the kids that are in our office to be recorded.
I just like to
He was in there.
record the publicly accessible areas.
He's already about it, said that he has a constitutional right to be here.
I just want to make sure you can't forcefully remove me without so like, say for instance, if I'm in a public place and it's not now if it's a private, you know what I mean? Say for instance, we're at my house and I tell somebody to leave that property. I want to trespass them. I don't have to have a reason for doing so. I can trespass whoever I want. But on public property, it doesn't work that way. This is owned by the Ohio Board of Education, which is a public entity paid for by taxpayer dollars. I pay for the school to operate. So I should be treated as a general member of the public when I come to the school. I pressed the button. They allowed me entry beyond their secured door. I told them what my intentions were. I was wanting to come in as a visitor. They let me come in. Once I got to the office, that's when they gave me a problem about that I'm performing a constitutionally protected activity underneath the First Amendment. There is nothing nefarious or ill about what I'm doing. I have no ill intentions. I've made that well aware to these officers. And I told them, I said, I don't think you guys have the authority to tell me to leave. If I've not broken a law, if you don't have reasonable, articulable suspicion that I'm about to commit a crime or already have committed a crime, you can't ask me to leave public property for doing nothing at all.
Here's the thing, though. You're confusing places you're allowed to be with where you're not allowed to be.
No, I'm not.
You're within the school safety zone right now.
A school what?
You are
A school safety
with your
zone?
own school property right now.
I know I'm on school property. This is public property, owned by the Ohio Board of Education, which is a public entity, paid for by taxpayer dollars.
What's the end goal here, though? Are you just trying to see how far?
Do you know what a First Amendment audit is?
I'm well aware.
Okay, so it's a perfect stress test for what you guys are doing right now. It's that if you want a good elaboration on it, it's to see if you're going to violate my rights as a human being.
No, it's an excuse for a creepy man like yourself to film a bunch of children. If that's not why you're there, then why don't you just go to the post office like all the other camera clowns?
So are you going to tell me that I'm not allowed in this school? Because if you tell me I'm not allowed in this school, then that's where I start to have a problem. I do. I'm conducting official business protected underneath the First Amendment. Yeah. Go ahead and educate your officers. Am I being detained?
No, absolutely not.
So you don't suspect me of committing a crime or anything?
You're not being detained. You're free to leave if you'd like.
No, am I free to go back in the school as a visitor?
No, not right now.
Why not? Am I not a general member of the public?
You're not going in the school.
Why?
You're not.
Why? And what happens if I do? Are you going to arrest me?
If you have no legitimate business.
I do. I'm conducting official business.
You don't have a child that goes to school.
It's a First Amendment protected activity. And if you don't accept that, as a legitimate answer,
You've been asked by Mr. White to leave the property.
you can't ask somebody to leave. You can't trespass me. You can't ask me to leave for doing nothing. I've done nothing illegal. Arrest me.
You were on the school property. You've been asked to leave.
You can't do that. You can't do that. I'd go ahead and get your supervisor here.
I'm all you're going to get. I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to make this into something bigger than it needs to be.
I already have something bigger than what it needs to be at a different department. If you guys know who I am or you have any education about what I'm doing, I would suggest you look into what I'm already on the news, man. This is what I do. This is what I do.
Would you like to identify yourself?
Nope. I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
In the situation that you're creating here yourself.
I didn't create nothing. You guys showed up. I didn't call you. I'm trying to be a visitor. Why am I not allowed to be treated as a visitor of this school? Answer me that. Why am I not allowed to be treated as a visitor of the school? What I'd love right now is an unlawful criminal trespass. I'd love for you guys to do that to me. because I didn't do anything wrong. I've been more than professional. I shook your hand. You know what I mean? And if what's required of me, if what they require of me, like a visitor to sign in is my first and last name, I'll give them that. I'll provide that for you.
You said, what was your first and last name?
I'm not going to give you that. I said if that's what's if they're going to allow me entry and that's required, if that's what they're saying, even though policy does not trump law, I have no requirement to give them my name. That's actually a violation of my Fourth Amendment right.
So, other than you doing a First Amendment audit, you have no legitimate business here at the City of West Carrollton Schools, a high school. You don't have a student here. You don't go to school here.
I do have a legitimate business here, and I don't wish to disclose what that is past this point.
Okay. So you've been asked by the principal to leave, and also by the school resource officer. You're on the school property right now. If you want to continue to do this, you can do so from the sidewalk over there. Okay? But you've been asked to leave, and you need to leave.
And if I don't leave, you're going to do what?
You need to walk over the sidewalk.
Say it. If I don't leave, what are you going to do?
Are you refusing to leave the school property?
I want you to give me...
I am letting you know that the school, inside the school, right here, the
You can't.
parking
You
lots-
right here. This is public property. This is without me committing a crime. If you give me a lawful order to leave this, you're going to open up room for
By you
litigation.
continue to stay, you are now criminally trespassing.
No, I'm not.
I've asked you to leave.
No, I'm not.
And now you're criminally trespassing. You've been asked by Mr. White to leave, and by Officer Flowey. You've extended any First Amendment audit that you have now because you've been asked to leave.
I'm allowed to be here conducting you guys doing any sort of official business under Glick versus Cunniffe, the ACLU versus the City of Alvarez.
Sir, just to clarify, you were willing to pursue charges for criminal trespass?
Yes.
Okay.
I need you to leave the
All right.
property.
It's your last chance to leave. You're going to be placed under arrest.
Okay, all right. I'll leave under threat of arrest.
Okay. Now, and actually, I do need to identify you now because you stayed too long. So, what is your name and date of birth?
Now, can we get off the property so that way? That's what you wanted of me, right?
I have to identify you because I have to criminally trespass you.
So
now.
do you want me to?
When I asked you to leave and you didn't leave, that's when you criminally trespass because you stayed too long. So now I need your name and date of birth to identify you.
And if I refuse to give you that?
You'll be arrested for failure to identify. Or I can give you a criminal trespass notice and you can leave. But I have to identify you now. You've passed the point of your First Amendment audit.
How so?
Okay. I need your name and date of birth or you'll be placed under arrest.
Okay, under threat of arrest, I'll give you my name and date of birth.
Okay, what is that?
William Taylor. What's your?
Just stop.
Oh, your qualified immunity is about to go right the fuck out the door, buddy.
Mr. Taylor, what is your date of birth?
11/15/97. Tyrant. Under threat of arrest.
Do you want to get your property to take with you?
Oh, I'd love that.
Okay, that'd be great.
Do you know your social security number?
Yes, I do.
I can provide that.
289. What happens if I don't provide my social? You didn't say I had to do that. Like, is that under threat of arrest?
I just asked you.
So if I don't have to provide my social, I wish not to do that because that's not.
We're okay.
I don't
Break
have-
for one by name and date of birth. You said William Taylor.
Yeah.
Both common spelling.
However you want to spell it.
First name's William, last name Taylor. Both are common spelling. No 8th of 97.
So are we? Because I mean, you've already threatened arrest, and I'm still here. I don't know.
I have to read you a criminal trespass notice now. So we're gonna walk back over to my car. I'm gonna read you a criminal trespass notice that says if you do come back in the future, you will be arrested immediately. Okay? So let's walk back over to my car and I'll read that to you.
So officer. So where am I trespassed from? Just right here, because I'm getting ready to walk over to the elementary next.
Yeah. If you'd like to get the superintendent involved, you can be trespassed from all city schools, and you can get yourself arrested for even showing up.
I'm just letting you know. I wish you would arrest me.
So stand right here. You are not free to leave right now. You are detained until I finish this. Okay?
Right now I'm detained.
Correct.
So unlawful detainment. That's exactly what this is.
If we do want to get the superintendent involved, so
She's actually calling me right
we can
now.
just nip this in the bud. So if he goes to any other school, we can.
You guys guys are violating my rights. Do you have a chief or a captain available?
All of them.
I'm the supervisor on duty right now.
Yeah, but I'm asking for your higher up.
They're not working right now. Of course there's a chief.
So could you get your captain on it?
Nobody's gonna come out here.
She said all school problems.
Oh, okay. All right, Mr. Taylor, are you still at 1118 Ohio Avenue, Monroe, Ohio?
I don't answer questions.
All right. That's 118 Ohio Avenue, Monroe, Ohio. Did you drive here today?
I don't answer questions.
I'm gonna read this to you. Your actions or behavior resulted in management and the West Carrollton Police Department demanding your immediate departure. Now listen to this carefully. All West Carrollton schools and property. So you can't walk across that parking lot. You can't go down to that elementary school. You've already made it pretty clear that you're aware of what schools are West Carrollton schools. If you have any question, I would request that you ask us before you
So
step
do
on
I have a
property.
court? Do I have a court date for this?
Listen, I'm gonna read this to you real quick. Okay.
It's a pretty simple question. Yes or no?
You will be considered a criminal trespasser under Ohio Criminal Code 291121 and West Carrollton.
Now you hear him say that he is going across the street to the elementary school if he got trespassed. What are we doing here? Because he did. I'm pretty sure that's the same incident that I did the video on the first time on this fool. Why is he not arrested? Why wasn't he arrested for being there? And then when he made that threat, why was he not arrested right there on the spot? Luckily, he is in jail for drug charges, but he should be in jail for this as well. Too many times have we had incidents happen in our schools in this country. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you to all my channel members. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Donate if you want. I don't care at this point. Donate if you want. You can do it at Buy Me a Coffee. The link is down below in the description box. I will see you guys tomorrow.